Hello and thank you for watching. I'm Ashley Van Dyke with Advantage Software, and on today's video, Channel Selectors version 1.8, we're going to go over another great plugin that you'll want to take advantage of today if you use multi-channel recording. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you think will enjoy it, and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when we publish new content in the future. Now, let's take a look. I'm in Eclipse, and for this example, I've loaded a voice writing user where I'm recording a channel for my room audio and a channel for my voice audio. So if I go to my user settings, real-time audio recording, I have one channel for my internal microphone on my computer that will record the room, and another channel for my dictation device. No matter the reason that you're using multi-channel audio, all of these tools will function the same way. But this is just a common use case. To download and install the Channel Selector plugin, I'm going to open my plugin manager. I'll click Available, and I see Channel Selectors in the alphabetized list. I'm going to download and then enable it. I'll click OK, and then click Yes to agree to restart Eclipse. I'll choose my user again and load Eclipse. And now I'm back in Eclipse, and the Channel Selector plugin is installed and ready. And so I see that Channel Selectors is in my installed list. And if I look at the description, I see that it's adding a series of macros that I can assign to keystrokes or select from the Tools Multimedia menu. And so first I'll get Play Channel menu, which will give me a menu of all of the channels available. Next I have Play Channel Mix, which will play the mix channel. And then there are individual commands for each of the channels, for channel 1 through 16. Next, you have the option to play the multi-channel file. And last is a play channel toggle. This toggle function will jump back and forth between the last two played channels. And so if you have, for example, room audio and your mask audio that you're jumping between, the toggle function might be great for you. Or if you're using multi-channel audio and have one microphone assigned to speaker 1 and another microphone assigned to speaker 2, then you can toggle between those two channels quickly and easily, such as during QA sessions, to make sure that everything for those two specific speakers is exactly correct. Also included in the Channel Selector tool is the Channel Extraction function. This is also found under Tools Multimedia, and this allows you to extract individual audio files for all of the channels included in your multi. By default, when you use multi-channel audio recording, all of your audio channels are stored inside of a multi.wav file, and this contains each of the individual channels in a single file. However, there may be times where you need to extract individual channels for archival or other purposes, and the extraction function built into Channel Selectors allows you to do that. Let's take a look at some of these functions. I'm going to open up a file where I have multiple channels of audio. And if I look in the Workflow Manager and expand this particular job, we see that I have my multi-audio file, my Dragon audio file, and my mix audio file. If I go to Tools, Multimedia, all of these new commands are now here. So I can choose Play Channel menu, and it will show me all of the different audio channels that I can choose from. And I can choose the channel that I'd like to play and press OK.
My name is Ashley Van Dyke.
And it will play that audio for me. I can go to Tools, Multimedia, and I can choose Play Channel Multi in order to choose the different channels that I'd like to play. So if I want to play both of my channels at the same time, I can do that.
My name is Ashley Van Dyke. Where do you work?
Next, if I go to Tools, Multimedia, I can choose Play Channel Mix to play the mix channel.
What is your name? My name is Ashley Van Dyke.
And if I revisit Tools Multimedia, there's also a Channels option, and this gives me individual commands for each of the channels that I can assign or click on as necessary. And last is the Play Channel toggle. This will just toggle you between whichever two channels you've played most recently. All of these commands can be associated with keystrokes. I can go to User Settings, Edit, Keyboard, and then Add to add any commands that I'd like to. I can choose standard or hyperkeys as I feel is appropriate for me. And I can find these commands in the same place here as I do in the drop-down menu. So I'll go to Tools, Multimedia, and I see all of these Play Channel Menu, Play Channel Multi, Play Channel Mix, the individual channel commands, and the Play Channel Toggle. I can assign keystrokes to any of these commands, and use those commands in order to play those particular channels. Or I can assign a keystroke to the toggle command, the mix command, or the multi command, whatever I personally find that I need. In addition to the individual playback channel commands, there is also the channel extraction command. If I go to Tools, Multimedia, I can choose Extract Name Channels. And I can, of course, assign this to a keystroke as well if I'd like to. When you open the channel extraction window, there are a few options. First, each of the channels that you're recording will be represented in this window. Since I'm only recording 2 channels in my mix, only 2 channels are represented here. By default, these labels will be blank, but you can type in whatever label you would like in order to identify the channel. And so maybe your label is room and mask if you're a voice writer. But if you're a steno writer and you're using multiple channels of audio to identify multiple speakers, then maybe your channels are going to be named Mr. Smith and Mrs. Johnson. Or perhaps you're simply going to choose speaker 1 and speaker 2, whatever is easiest for you. If you don't identify these with a custom name, then they'll simply be listed as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and as many channels as you have and choose to extract. Now, you do not need to extract both channels or all channels. So once again, I'm going to label these, and on the left, there's a checkbox where I can choose which channels are going to be extracted. If I wanted to extract only my mask audio, I could check only that channel. If I want to extract both channels, then I can check both, and it will extract both into unique audio files. Now, there are 2 other options in this window. First, you can delete the multi-file after extraction. If you don't want to save the multi-file and instead you only want your individual channels, you can use this option. However, the multi-channel will be deleted, and you won't be able to get it back unless you retrieve it from your recycle bin. Or if you empty your recycle bin, it will no longer be retrievable. The other option is to automatically extract files when you stop real time. If you always want your room audio and your mask audio, or your Mr. Smith and Mrs. Johnson audio to be extracted and portioned into individual files, then you can check Auto Extract after stopping real time. I'm going to choose this and I'll press Extract, and I'll show you how this works in real time. So I'll choose Extract. And now if I go into the file manager for this job, I have the multi-audio file, my Dragon audio file, my mix audio file, but now I also have a file with the job name _mask and _room. And you see that in the top right of the workflow manager here, I see the full file name. And for both of them, they are listed. And it tells me how big each file is, when it was made, and all of that information that's available in the workflow manager for each of the files. At this point, I can do whatever I want with these files. If I need to archive my mask audio, then I can do so, or I can do anything else with them that I need to do. Now, in the channel extraction window, we checked auto extract after stopping real time. And so that means when I make a new real-time job, it's going to automatically extract those files as soon as I stop real time. So let's take a look. I'm going to start real time. Keek, what is your name? Kak, my name is Ashley Van Dyke. Keek, where do you work? Kak, I work for Advantage Software. Okay, so I have a little document here. Both of my channels are recording. And since I turned on automatically extract at the end of translation, what's going to happen is that right now I have my multi-file and my mix audio file just like normal. But what I'm going to do is end translation. And now if I return to the workflow manager for this job, I have the multi-file, the mix file, as well as my automatically extracted mask and room audio. Now, I did not have delete multi after extracting checked, so it left the multi file in the job for me. But if I go to Tools, Multimedia, Extract Name Channels, and also check Delete Multi after extraction, then the next time I start and stop a real-time file, Keek, what is your name? Kak, my name is Ashley Van Dyke. Keek, where do you work? Kak, I work for Advantage Software. This time, when I look in my file manager before I end real-time, again, I have the mix channel and my multi-channel. But now when I end real-time, it's going to extract both of those channels and delete the multi. And so now I'm left with my mix channel and each of my individual broken down channels. And so you can get Channel Extractor to perform whichever way works best for you and your archival process. It doesn't matter what devices you're recording with or how many channels you're working with. You can extrapolate these functions to work with as many channels as you're recording and get exactly the performance that you need every time. Just keep in mind that if you do have delete multi after extraction checked, then that multi file is going to get moved to your recycle bin. If that's not what you want, then make sure that you just uncheck that feature. Channel Selectors is very easy to use, and every single command that it adds is added to the Tools Multimedia menu. And so again, we have Play Channel Menu, Play Channel Multi, Play Channel Mix, Play Channel 1 through 16, and you see here that it shows the keystrokes that I associated with the first two channels. I also have Play Channel Toggle and Extract Named Channels. Another important thing to keep in mind is that when your files are extracted, they're always going to be created in the format that you have selected here. So since I had MP3 selected, that's the format that my mixed channel and my extracted channels will take on. The multi-file is always in WAV format because that's just how combined multi-files work. However, once you extract them, they'll always be extracted in your format of choice. This plugin is a must-have for anyone who's using multi-channel recording. And I hope that you'll give it a try today. Don't forget that Advantage Software offers anytime support. Tech support can be reached with any question, anytime, including weekends and holidays at 772-288-3266. Email support is available at support@eclipsecat.com. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out, and have a great day.